Hey guys, little vloggy vlog. Just realized I have like juniper pieces all over my bed because I just burned a stick and I like ripped a bunch of the wire, or not the wire, the little rope off of it. But very impromptu video. I was just coming across pictures of myself from like 3, 4, 5 years ago. And I just really don't recognize that person anymore. I really don't. And to really like say that with my chest, but it's coming from such a good, relieved place of just like, I've grown so much. I like see pictures of myself smiling and like all made up with my long hair, like masking all the freaking like insecurities and like fear of like stepping out of my conditioning, like stepping out fully and feeling like I had to sneak around and feeling like I had to like collect my crystals in secret and like parade it as something that it's not, for the comfort of other people. And while doing that, I was just straight up lying to myself, you know? I was lying to myself, and I didn't believe that I deserved to truly pursue my spiritual journey in a way that was liberating for me. I felt like I had to sneak around because like I was so new to that part of myself, you know? I was so fresh. I felt like a freaking newborn. And I look back and it's like, even when I was like 18, 19, 20, all of those years was just like, where the heck was I up here? You know, you ever just look at pictures and you're just like, where was I back then? What did I value? What made me wake up every day? Like, what drove me to live out my days, and like, what made me feel fulfilled? Like, the people who were around me back then, a lot of them were just like people that I was going to end up not talking to after a few years. They were friends out of convenience. Not for me, but for them. You know, you ever have those friends where it's like, you see each other because you're near each other and you create this bond and like, then they move. And sometimes that changes things. Sometimes it doesn't. But then that just makes you wonder, like, how much effort do I need to put into something like this dynamic if they're not willing to do the same? And that is something that I very much have learned from. But I just saw all that in those pictures of just like, I don't know. I looked cute, I looked whatever, but I wasn't content. Not at all. I was like, and I'm still not like, I feel like the word content is synonymous in my brain, at least, with like comfortable, you know? Let me know what you think of the word content, because it's like, language is very important, but it's also very like contradictory, and it's also backwards, and there's a lot of loopholes. But back then I just was scared to dive deep. Infinite Waters diving deep once again. Can I get a hello there? We ain't even had breakfast yet. I had half a bowl of oatmeal and then I lost my appetite. But I always finish my caffeinated tea. Shout out Yogi. But anyway, it's so weird to look back at pictures that you took and you're instantly time traveling to a point of your life where, like, I found a picture because me and my friend were talking about having chicken legs. I don't think I have chicken legs, but she was like, I have chicken legs because I need to work my legs out. And I'm like, this and that. I'm like, love yourself, love your body. You're beautiful. You need to accept yourself in all phases and stages of your life to fully just be, that's where you can say content, to be fully content with where you are and who you are and just appreciate each level of Pokemon evolution that we go through in order to get to our like best selves, whether that be physically or spiritually, mentally. And so anyway, I came across a picture in 2018. I was in Michigan visiting a friend at the time, and I took like a picture in like this Francesca's. I remember I love Francesca's. Shout out. I think that's where I got these earrings for my birthday. Anyway, my hair was super long. My outfit was super cute. I was smiling and happy in the moment, just happy to be here type energy. But you know, like, that year was super painful after that trip was over. I went through probably the most painful breakup. And that year really taught me. That was the year where I started just learning how to be more resilient emotionally. Sometimes we go through things and we can just get submerged in the pain, and that's literally what I did. I'm someone who, I'm not claiming this, but I tend to have a pattern of, but I'm very open to breaking the pattern of, I need to be this way because the light is coming in this way. Ugh. I'm very open to breaking the pattern of just sulking and absorbing every inch of sadness that is available for me to absorb. But after a while, you get tired of it. You just get tired of your own sadness. The juniper is literally, the ashes got on my pillow. You get tired of your own sadness. You're like, okay, listen, like, you're a bad bitch. This is making you stronger. Situations are gonna happen no matter how much love you put into something. Paint literally everywhere. Or I think it's ink. I was coloring a painting that I did. It's like a mix of acrylic paint and alcohol ink markers. This is gonna be a planet. But yeah, we underestimate. So I was reading The Alchemist actually. It's just, I'm just laughing because this has come up so much, and I literally finished it last night. I read it for like 3.5 hours. I was determined to finish the book because I started it and then I just never finished it for 6 months, and I felt called back to read it. But there's a passage where the boy is talking to the alchemist and he talks about suffering, and the alchemist is like, the anticipation of the suffering is worse than the suffering itself, or something along those lines. And I was like, whoa, dude, that's real. that's really real. I'm giving very Billie Jean is not my lover, but it's fine. But once you get through that, you start this metamorphosis where it's like, dude, I was able to get through that devastating pain where I was at that point in my life. Like, if it weren't for that pain, I don't know who I would be right now. Like, I wouldn't be the same version of myself. We need pain to help us grow. It's very simple. But like, I don't know, I was just looking at those pictures and it's really weird when you go through like a spiritual awakening and like a transformation and like cut off all your hair, which was so closely identified with you for your entire life. Literally, I've just been known for my, not just, but like, you know, physical attributes. My hair has been a huge physical attribute for me. And so I had to do something I was super uncomfortable with last year, and that was cut that bitch off. Cut all of that off and see how you feel. And it felt very liberating. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm giving very non-binary. And come to realize, like, I identify with part of that, you know. On certain days, it's just like, today I'm feeling very they energy, like I'm not feeling she energy. And anyway, with all of that, like, my mindset has changed so much. All of the gender identities used to confuse me so much back in the day. Like, I didn't understand like the concept and the mindset behind it, but I respected it, like back in like 2018-ish. And then I started meeting people and unfolding parts of myself, and I was like, dude, this is starting to all make sense. Because once you start to step into your authenticity, you don't look at a stranger when you look at your pictures. You look at yourself. You look at just someone that you're proud of. You look at someone that was brave enough to take the next step, because it's uncomfortable when you're walking alone in this like immediate reality, but then you find a tribe. You find a tribe, you find people that are accepting and loving and supporting of everything, of your goofiness, of like your weirdness. Like, you can literally like just burst out into like goofy voices, and Hyuk, the demons, told me to do it. And they'll reflect it right back to you. And it's just like, it's just family. Once you have that family, it's like, it doesn't matter how alone you might be in your immediate reality, because you know that you have a safe space you can always run back to. And I really just wish that upon everybody who's on this path, because it's so important. I didn't really have that back in the day. And also I had all the tools, right? But I didn't have the mind to execute it in a way where it was serving me. At one point, it was just overwhelming me. And I retreated back to fear a few times, you know? Fear is what? The opposite of faith. But this is just a stream of consciousness. That's literally what I'm titling this video, because it's not geared towards a specific thing. It started off because I just saw pictures of my old self, and I was like, dude, it's crazy how, like, I don't know who I was talking to about this. I was talking to a few friends about this, of just like, imagine if we shifted our appearance every single time we went through a huge change, just naturally shifted our appearance. Our bodies changed, our facial features changed. But like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, dude, like, you're beautiful. Like, and it's not because of anything out here. It's like, you're actively doing the work. That shit is hard. It's not something people want to do a lot of the times. It hurts. It feels uncomfortable. And I'm looking at my trash. But like, I have Yogi Tea tags hanging out. You know, Yogi Tea's always shout out Yogi Tea. You know how they always have the phrases on them. And the one I see is, gratitude is not about what is received, it's about how you receive what is there. That was from my recent Perfect Energy tea that I had. And my gratitude cup is so full. I'm so grateful for this life. I'm so grateful for every single freaking thing that's led me to where I'm at. And that's my solar plexus just did like a it's not easy to always feel that way, to be honest. Like, it's not something you're gonna feel perfectly every day. But when you feel that gratitude for where you've gone and what you've been through and what you've put up with and the things that you've sabotaged in your own life for yourself when you knew better, it was all meant to happen. Isn't that crazy? It is written. And I was talking to Brie, I was like, it's written, but who's to say that you're not holding the pen? Who's to say that, like, you're not the one writing it? But also, like, in the grand scheme of things, everything is meant to go towards a higher purpose. And that's where you have to get out of your suffering bubble. Get out of your bubble of suffering, because it's you're part of something way bigger. You're part of something way bigger. Not just a speck in the universe. Not just some words in a Bible verse. You are the living word. The tears we cry let us know that we're alive, yeah. It's freaking true. The retrograde energy, shadow period, those were huge moments for me. And the suffering that happens is so minuscule compared to the fruit that is reaped and bared, and it happens perfectly. When something is meant for you, it's gonna just unfold, and you're gonna be like, are you serious? Like, this is happening for me right now? And all you have to do is make one little move. That looks so funny, I'm sorry. You just gotta make one little move. And God's like, that's all you needed to do. Rain on her. Rain that abundance. Rain that soul tribe on her. Rain that, like, that want, that desire to, like, have these transformative experiences that all happen inward. The spirit guided meditation is the freaking astral meditation that I wasn't supposed to do yet, but I still did it. And I have a sister out there who's older than me. And I'm from a planet that's like purple/blue. It's blurple. And like, it's just these pieces, man. All you gotta do is just move a little bit where you're supposed to be, and the universe will shine the abundance onto you. I don't want this to be too long, but like, I'm in a reflective period right now, just appreciating like, I appreciate this, like, the fact that there's people that want to hear vroom, 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 okay? The fact that there's people who want to hear and are going to listen to this whole video, whether it be 2 or 20 or 250, it doesn't matter. Like, it's being received and someone cares. But even if no one cared, that's the thing, like, I care. And I have people around me that I know care and want to lift me up and care about the things I discover and the books that I read and the lessons I learn. And your vibration and your frequency, it changes when you're acting out of a place of authenticity. And also, just a note, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't feel like you have to learn everything immediately. As soon as you realize that you're a light worker and you're a spiritual being, it's literally just like, I want to learn everything. That energy is beautiful, but it can be overstimulating. I've been there. That was like what tripped me up, among other things, back in like 2016 when I started going on this journey and deciding to step out into like alternative spiritual practices and stuff. You gotta pace yourself. You need to make sure you're integrating everything you learn. Make sure you have people that you can talk to that understand where you're coming from. Make sure you have a good support system, because this world, we're not supposed to know this stuff. That's the thing, like, we're not supposed to know this stuff. And like, there's companies like Sephora that try to market it, like the little like starter witch kits that I saw a few years ago that Bahati Life made a video about, because she was so outraged. Shout out Bahati Life, Jessica. I love her so much. She is tapped in. But yeah, like this country that we live in, they try to capitalize on everything, and it's just like, no, you're missing it. But like, they don't want to get it. They already know about all of it, but they don't want us to get it for what it really is. So they try and twist it into something that's like, ooh, like here's some sage and like a clear quartz crystal and like a weird set of tarot cards that don't have everything. There's not even a reference booklet in it. Like, Google Sephora witch starter kit. It's BS. It's really weird. It's like, you're a makeup company and you're trying to brand witchcraft in like a consumeristic way. It's just, ugh, pisses me off to think about that. Like, and the fact that people are buying it and they think like, oh, I'm a witch now because I have sage and rose quartz. You can be if you use that to, you know, your highest intention and stuff. You don't need any of that, to be honest. But anyway, that's neither here or there. That is very old news. But anyway, stay tapped in. Stay operating from a place of the humble student, and you'll get far. We can teach and inspire so much just by learning and sharing the things that we learn with people that we trust and people that are open to listening and open to receiving. And if we stay in that reflective state, beautiful things can happen, and this world can be reborn out of a place of love. We just really got to get back to like nature. We got to get back to our roots. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for listening. I love you. Drink water. Eat something. Get some fresh air. Talk to your guides. Pray. Create something.